First off, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Congratulations to the students and parents. You did it. Let that soak in for a minute. This phase is done and dusted. Bask in the glory of that accomplishment. It is truly an honor for me to come back to speak at COM as I am winding down my career, a career that was made possible by all that I learned here at BU just down the street. If anyone had told me 44 years ago, as I sat where you are now, that I would be standing up here, I would have laughed at them. I still had one summer class to get through to actually get my degree. I didn't have a job. I had no idea what I was doing. But I'm here to tell you the journey you're about to embark on will no doubt be exciting, scary, funny, frustrating, and filled with countless twists and turns. How can you make the most of that journey? I would suggest 3 things. Stay curious, stay connected, stay challenged. By curious, I mean continue to learn, not just in your first job after graduation, but throughout your career. Never give up the drive to learn something new or try something different. That will keep you engaged and fresh at every age. Our field is constantly evolving. You can't afford not to push yourself to keep learning. These first few years out of school will be a continuation of your education. Experiment. Try on different things to see what feels right. Don't be afraid to mess up or even fail. And don't buy into the BS of there being a career ladder, that each new job must move you forward. I would describe it as a career jungle gym. Sometimes you move forward, sometimes to the side, and sometimes backward. Your career will not be a steady progression of successes, but it can be a steady flow of new challenges, new opportunities, new skills, new experiences, and an endless chance to learn and grow. At one point in my career, I had to take a big step back to get my mojo back. I had lost my way, my confidence. To someone on the outside, it would have looked like a setback. But what it turned out to be was a chance to reset and remind myself of what I loved about myself and my career and what I was really good at. It was life-changing, and I'm so glad I did it. Take advice and counsel from those around you, but ultimately listen to your gut and your heart and do what's best for you. That internal compass will never steer you wrong. Stay connected to your friends, professors, and this fantastic BU community. They will always be here to challenge, support, and help you. You are a terrier for life, and you will always have that in common with each other. With nearly 400,000 alumni worldwide, you will always be able to find another terrier no matter where you land. You will always have an instant bonding moment about where you lived on campus or whether you preferred drinking at the dugout or the pub. And where was the best place to study or satisfy your late night munchies. Unfortunately, my hot spots are all gone, but they still make me smile when I think about them. And stay challenged. None of you got here by taking the easy path. You picked one of the top communication schools in the country because you wanted to be at the top of your game. Don't lose that hunger. Be fearless. No one will look at these first jobs and judge you 10 or 15 years from now, so don't stress about it. This is your time to continue learning and growing. Commit to being a lifelong learner since our fields are changing constantly and evolving. I could never have predicted the changes I've had to adapt to over the last 44 years. When I graduated, there was no social media, there was no 24-hour news cycle, influencers, or AI. But I learned to adapt, I acquired new skills, got the hang of new tools, and I regularly pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I never wanted to be that corner office diva who sat around and watched everyone else do the work. I like to get my hands dirty and stay in the mix, no matter how senior I became. And if you wonder how you're going to do this in a world that seems to attack anyone who's not the norm, I say screw that. You don't want to be the norm. You don't want to blend in. Own your identity. It is your superpower. I am living proof of that. It was not cool to be queer and black when I graduated. I thought I needed to make people forget what made me unique and different. My job was to make them comfortable with me, to blend in. Wrong. You may feel that now is not the time to be who you are, to try to blend in and not draw attention to yourself. I am here to tell you that is not true. Despite how scary it might feel, your superpower is your identity. It fuels your storytelling. It fuels your creativity. Hiding it takes away energy from doing your best work. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. Don't make that mistake. Early in my career, I created Work Anthony. He was very different from Home Anthony and not a lot of fun. I spent too much time and energy watching what I said or monitoring how I behaved and how I presented myself. It was exhausting. And I wasn't very good at it. After a couple of very corporate jobs here and in New York, I landed a gig with a nonprofit AIDS organization in LA. Several people told me it would be the end of my career and I could never come back to corporate America. Well, that was bullshit. In that job, I was finally able to meld all the different parts of me in a way that felt authentic and empowering. My career took off because I found jobs at places that appreciated and valued all of me. And I learned only to consider places that valued all of me. It was life-changing. Was I terrified that I was savaging my career? Absolutely, you bet I was. But I knew in my gut that I had no choice. It was the right thing for me and something I have never regretted. Be true to yourself. Find your people, the people who see you, the people who support you, the people who want to see you succeed. Those are the people you want to hitch your wagon to. And they may not be at the big, sexy companies, brands, or organizations. Don't be blinded by star power. My worst job was with one of the sexiest companies in the world. Why? Because I had a horrible boss. A bad boss is like a dark rain cloud over you. They block out the light and the joy. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or get fired. Parents, close your ears. It happens. I've been fired a few times, and I consider it a badge of honor. People rarely get fired for incompetence. Learn from it, own your role in it, and move on. And have fun. Yes, it's work. That's why we get paid for it. If it were all fun, we'd do it for free and call it vacation. But it should be fun. I had fun, I had laughs, I learned, I helped others, I was helped, and I was proud of the things I did. Stay curious, be authentic, speak your truth, find your people, and you will be just fine. Most importantly, as you start this next chapter, please remember to lift others as you climb, and don't be afraid to ask for help. The closed mouth never gets fed. I would not be here today if it weren't for the people who helped me and the people I helped. Congratulations. Marinate in this moment. I wish you the best of luck, and don't forget Be You as you leave 640 Comm Ave. Thank you very, very much.